Hello everyone. It is a beautiful day out today, and hopefully you guys had a chance to rest yesterday, or if not yesterday, then maybe today. And thank you for joining the live stream here. Oh man, I found a new flavor, strawberry. Takes me back to being a kid. They're so good. Anyways, so yesterday after the live stream was done, I turned off Facebook. I re-clicked on it a couple times, but it was only for like a second, and I'm like, no, click away. So that's pretty good. There's a few times where I just like defaulted to Facebook, and then I kind of caught myself. I was like, all right, no. I ended up doing some prayer. I did some silent prayer, and I did my whole breathing exercise of be still and know that I am God. And as I was doing that, I ended up falling asleep for like 20 minutes. So, I was really zoned out. But with that, my takeaway afterwards, even though at first I felt guilty, was, I was seeking to find rest with God. And I kind of did, not in the way I was expecting, but I did kind of find rest with God as I was falling asleep, as I was silently praying in a very comfortable position. I was just going to be still. I got to a point where I slept. That's what happens when I do it indoors in a comfy place, not outside underneath the sun, I guess. But silent prayer inside, I haven't done all that often, so I just thought that was just something physical that I did. Is I went on a small walk with Candace, and spent some time together, walked my dog, and just had a conversation and whatnot outside of the house, and we made a character for her for D&D, and so we got to be creative and spend some time together, kind of helping to create some of that stuff. So yeah, that was my kind of check-in on how things went yesterday in my day of rest. Today, later on in the afternoon, actually it's lunch right now, but my shift is later on in the afternoon. But so YFC in Canada has kind of changed its name to Youth Unlimited. So in Highlands, we're launching something called YU Chat. It's a non-crisis hotline, kind of like kids help phone type deal. So that today is the launch day for that, and I don't know what the number is. I should really know that, but because I took some time away, we were finalizing all the technical side of it, and then so pay attention to my Facebook for more info on that. But it is April 20th, so hey Andrew, I'm going to start off with the devotion for the day. This is written as if Jesus is talking to us. So, do not be afraid, for I am with you. Hear me saying, peace, be still. To your restless heart. Peace be still to your restless heart. No matter what happens, I will never leave you or forsake you. Let this assurance soak into your mind and your heart until you overflow with joy. Though the earth gave way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, you need no fear. The media relentlessly proclaims bad news for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A steady diet of their fare will sicken you. Instead of focusing on fickle, ever-changing news broadcasts, tune into the living word, the one who is always the same. Let the scriptures saturate your mind and heart, and you will walk steadily along the path of life. Even though you don't know what will happen tomorrow, you can be absolutely sure of your unlimited, ultimate destination. I hold you by my right hand, by your right hand, and afterward I will take you into glory. So that was inspired by 4 Bible verses. He arose and rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." And the wind ceased, and there was a great calm. Mark 4:39. And then in Deuteronomy 31:6, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them. For the glory of God goes with you. He will never leave you or forsake you. And then in Psalm 46:2, therefore we will not fear, though the earth gave away and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea. Then lastly, Psalm 73, verses 23 and 24. Yet I am always with you. You hold me by my right hand. You guide me with your counsel, and afterward you take me into glory. So that is the Devo for today from Jesus is Calling. And yeah, I guess the big thing for that is just don't be afraid. God's got us. God's got you. Sorry if my live stream's kicking in and out. I don't know why, but my Wi-Fi signal seems to be a little bit less today. I'm here because I'm within Wi-Fi range here. And it's sunny, and I'm not going to sink into the ground. And if I'm here, hopefully that groundhog will stay away, and my dog won't get into any sort of issues with the groundhog. I'm hoping. So, and then, so I am going to continue reading Proverbs 20 for today. So I'll give you guys all a chance to turn over to that. Proverbs 27 refers to the New Testament in some way. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes. I think I actually have my headphones on the opposite way. Yeah, there we go. This feels better. I was like, why is this all weird? But yeah, hopefully you guys found a good time to take a break from social media, to fast from that, to rest and be creative. I do feel a little bit more like I didn't feel it too much yesterday, but today when I woke up, I was more like, yeah, I'm excited to face the day. I feel a lot more rested today than I have for most of this quarantine. So I think it worked. There are definitely ways that I feel like I want to use my day of rest better, but at the same time, your day of rest doesn't necessarily, maybe arguably shouldn't have a whole lot of expectations attached to it. But yeah. Alright. So Proverbs 20. If the wind will cooperate. Wine produces mockers. Alcohol leads to brawls. Those led astray by drink cannot be wise. The king's fury is like a lion's roar, to arouse his anger, to risk your life. Avoiding a fight is a mark of honor. Only fools insist on quarreling. Those too lazy to pillow in the right season. To plow, not pillow. I don't know why I make that sound, but I always do. So, those too lazy to plow in the right season will have no food at the harvest. Though good advice lies deep within the heart, a person with understanding will draw it out. Many will say they are loyal friends, but who can find those who is truly reliable? The godly walk with integrity. Blessed are the children who follow them. When a king sits in judgment, he weighs all the evidence, distinguishing the bad from the good. Who can say, I have cleansed my heart, I am pure and free of sin? Hey, Ceci. Sorry, my dog's coming up to me. You can't see her because she is a small dog. And this is pointed upwards. False weights and unequal measures. The Lord detests double standards of every kind. Even children are known by the way they act, whether they conduct is pure and whether it is right. Ears to hear and eyes to see, both are gifts from the Lord. If you sleep, you will end in poetry. Keep your eyes open, and there will be plenty to eat. The buyer haggles over the price, saying, it's worthless, then brags about getting a bargain. Wise words are more valuable than much gold and many rubies. Get security from someone who guarantees a stranger's debt. Get a deposit if he does it for foreigners. Stolen bread tastes sweet, but it turns to gravel. Plans succeed through good counsel. Don't go to war without wise advice. A gossip goes around telling secrets, so don't hang around with chatters. If you insult your father or mother, your light will be snuffed out in the total darkness. An inheritance obtained too early in life is not a blessing in the end. Don't say I will get even with this wrong. Wait for the Lord to handle the matter. The Lord detests double standards. He is not pleased by dishonest scales. The Lord directs your steps, so why try to understand everything along the way? Don't trap yourself by making a rash promise to God, and only later continue counting the cost. A wise king scatters the wicked like wheat, then runs his threshing wheel over them. The Lord's light penetrates the human spirit, exposing every hidden motive. Unfailing love and faithfulness protects the king. His throne is made secure through love. The glory of the young is their strength. The gray hair of experience is the splendor of the old. Physical punishment cleanses away evil. Such discipline purifies the heart. So a couple of things with like Proverbs and the whole first I want to read what 27 says. So the Lord's light penetrates the human spirit, exposing every hidden motive. So the Lord shines a light on every hidden motive. And Jesus tells the Pharisees, Nicodemus, God's light came into the world, but the people loved the darkness more than the light, for their actions were evil. All who do evil hate the light and refuse to go near it, for fear their sins will be exposed. So John 3:18-21. So, like, Jesus is the Lord's light that penetrates the human spirit, and it can expose. God can expose all of our hidden motives. And yeah, that's a reference directly from when Jesus was talking with Nicodemus, and like Jesus claims to be the light of the world, and that's like a huge thing that we hear time and time again in a lot of Christian circles, and even outside of Christian circles, we hear a lot about Jesus being the light of the world. But I don't know, as I was reading today, I just kind of, I was getting not tongue-tied, but I was reading the wrong thing, so you guys got to see my my dyslexia on full display a little bit today. But then as I was reading, I was kind of like, some people that are joining me might not know what the Proverbs are. So I thought I'd also let you guys know what the Proverbs are today. And with that, where did I put it? There it is. There's my bookmark. Turn to this. So I'll read to you a little bit about what Proverbs is, so you guys know what you guys have been listening to, even if you didn't really know. So the Proverbs is a practical book meant to guide us towards a life of durable character and lasting goodness. It is propelled by a person for the dignity of woman, and that reminds. This is all written by Kelly Nicodola. Reminds her of her husband. In the pages of the great book, we get peasant wisdom on soil's growing season and the value of hard work. Domestic wisdom on family relations, financial management, and friendship. And in contrast to most Old Testament books, women are central characters in Proverbs. Much of the action, good and bad, flows out of industrious and even scandalous women. The spotlight is on Lady Wisdom and the personification of God's deepest truths. I'm going to say the word. I don't know why I'm struggling saying the word. Culminating. There we go. In the woman of valor who is praised in Proverbs 31. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. These women, woven into Proverbs by their example and instruction, teach all of us who are seeking a life of good character how to embrace wisdom. If you want to stay on the path of justice and steer clear of wickedness, heed the words of the women in the community. For those hungering for a life of blessing, Lady Wisdom has much to offer both men and women. Equally true and more productive is this insight. The way we interact with women in our community might be the most accurate measure of our wisdom. Do we listen to our mothers and wives and daughters? Do we honor the gifts of women in our congregations? Do we respect women in the workplace and within the home? The standard of respect we uphold towards women reveals the depth of our wisdom. This person's husband walks with this kind of wisdom, striking respect and reverence of the women of his community. And Jesus, of course, is the universal standard for wisdom. When we watch him interact with women in the gospel, with his mother, or with Martha, and Mary at the well of the table, conversing with the women, the way Jesus interacts with women, so different from men of his day, fleshes out the wisdom of Proverbs. So that's not really about what the book is. I thought it was going to be, but that's in the other Bible that it actually says about this. This is kind of in Proverbs what one of the people that put this stuff together, what they get out of it. But essentially, Proverbs is a book of wisdom. There's a story in the Bible about someone that they get offered two choices, and they ask God for wisdom. God's like, yeah, here you go. And this is a book of his writings. So this is much before the time of Jesus. and it's the wisdom of Sassy the king. So while we're reading it, some things might sound odd or awkward, especially with me reading it, but that's okay. One, it's written for well over 2,000 years ago, probably closer to 3, if not later. I don't actually remember the timeline. But what really strikes me is, one, how practical that is today. How it challenges some of the mindsets. So some of our mindsets that lead us into destruction are patterns that we're still doing constantly today. And Proverbs challenges that. How it lifts up women in the Old Testament, because a lot of times, like I said before, going through the Proverbs, a lot of times women were just treated as property back then. And Proverbs lifts them up, and then Jesus does even more. And it's kind of, I think it's pretty cool, even though a lot of people mischaracterize the Bible and mischaracterize Christians and the Old Testament as things that have held women down, and they might have, because we are great at twisting things to fit our own narrative, especially people in power and authority. But really, when you look at the Bible, especially through the lens of Jesus, it's like, no, that's not it. That what was going on in that day was wrong. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna pray in a minute for you guys. But I am thankful that you're here. It's nice to share one of my favorite drinks with you guys and read my favorite book out here with my only dog. Hey, Sassy. Hey, Sassy. She's a little old now, but that's okay. She likes just hanging out by the sun. She sleeps a lot more since we took her in. She's developed a lot of the lifestyle of a cat. She's like, I'm just going to do micro sleeps every time, and then I'm going to have a big burst of energy, then just sleep forever. Thankfully, she stopped trying to navigate the world like a cat for the first little bit while she was at home with us. She tried climbing on the top back of the bed. Hey, there's a blue jay. There's 2 of them. It's cool. Yeah, thankfully she's not doing that. Yeah, hopefully you guys get a chance to step outside in a safe way today. That you have a chance to get some sun in. It's good for us. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your physical health to get some sun. Not to get too much, but to get some. So yeah. We'll go down by the stream and pray for you guys, and who knows? Maybe that blue jay will come back. It's always kind of cool. Hey, Rachel. Longer. The grass is starting to grow on. AJC. Awesome. Jesus Christ. I thank you that one of the things that you call us to do is to rest. So much stuff is go. And there's ways of proper rest, and there's ways of improper rest. And I thank you that we can lean on you to understand what a proper rest can look like, instead of the world's idea of a proper rest that leaves us often more stressed, needing a vacation from our vacation, and often just as drained or more so. In this time where we have taken breaks from people to lovingly distance ourselves, pray for those that are struggling mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Kids, teens, young adults, seniors, everything in between. I lift them up to you. For those that are just full of fear and manifesting stress in their lives because of needless fear, especially, I lift them up to you, Lord. I thank you for everybody that's on the front lines, in the hospitals. Pray for protection, especially with how bad it has hit Orangeville. Even though some days, looking around town, you wouldn't necessarily get that feeling. Thank you for all our police and firefighters and everything too that are still doing their deal. The grocery store employees, the convenience store employees, gas station mechanics. Lord, there's a lot of things to be thankful for. There's a lot of things to be worried about, to hold on to, and I pray that we can give it to you. I thank you that the sun's shining, that it's almost a warm enough day to just head out on the bike, head out on the trail, even though their trails are all closed off. So head off on the sidewalk. Lord, it's nice. I thank you. I thank you for today. And I thank you for the rest of the day. For those that are missing loved ones, I pray that they can find times to connect today as well. A little while ago, while I saw Rachel was on, and thinking about her and Jeff as they're taking time apart now because of this, and I pray that they can find ways of connecting. I know it's not going to be the same, but it's still ways of connecting. Lord, you're awesome, and I lift up the Why You Chat thing tonight. Today, that's happening right now. Lord, you're great, you're awesome, and I pray that you can get glorified today through us. Thank you very much. All right, guys. I think I am done for the day. I'll still be on Facebook and stuff like that today. I'm not taking my break off, but the live stream by the stream is now done. Thank you for joining me. I pray that you have a great day. Kind of heard me praying that again. I'd love to pray for you individually, so leave a like, comment, or private message me, whatever you want. I look forward to doing that later on today. Not on camera. I kind of just like that shot right there with the Canadian flag blowing in the wind. In this pandemic, I actually have been pretty proud to be a citizen of Canada as well. I feel like we're not handling things the best, but we're also not handling them the worst, and all the politics and all that stuff aside, we're not doing too bad. In Ontario, some people are being really stupid, but in BC, we had a huge victory over the COVID stuff. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but they only had one death a couple days ago, and that was in Fraser, British Columbia. But like Vancouver Island, Vancouver proper, North Vancouver, coastal Vancouver, or BC, sorry, nothing in that, just Fraser, which is right like almost along the border. So that was encouraging. We're slowly starting to beat this thing. As soon as this first wave is done, and I think we're seeing the signs of that, it's going to be, how do we handle the next wave? as that comes in, and scary stuff. It's exciting stuff in some ways because it's forcing us to be a bit more creative and offer some other things. But I look forward to doing drop-in and running into you guys in person, having a coffee at a coffee shop with you, or playing a game of pool, or maybe even shooting some hoops. But until then, well, until tomorrow, have a great day, and thank you once again. Bye.